Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to 321 No Kiddin. I am Bobby the Awesome, and I am glad that you are here with me today. Happy February 17th. Okay, from the inspirational calendar, here's what we got. Sometimes you have to forget what's gone, appreciate what still remains, and look forward to what's coming next. It goes a little bit against some of the things we talk about, not dwelling in the past and not stressing about the future, but I get the premise. I think it's about letting go of the things that are gone, being present and appreciating everything that we have, and then being optimistic about what's coming next. And if we do the next right thing, looking forward to what's coming next will always be a treasure. And on to our big reading today. Mind you, I've been up for a couple hours. It's like 5 a.m. my time right now. And I've been up since like 2:30. So I might sound a little punchy because I'm on my second cup of coffee. But hell, maybe it'll stop me from yawning like I normally do in this stupid room. Okay, Victor Borge says, laughter is the shortest distance between two people. Laughter lifts our hearts and opens our spirits to one another. Nothing feels quite as good as laughter when it wells up from deep down inside. In the past, maybe we distrusted laughter. Maybe it scared us, or we thought it was superficial. Or maybe laughter was just another mask we wore. We laughed or joked or teased, anything to avoid a situation that asked for seriousness. Now we know that laughter, like joy or food or sleep, is essential to our well-being. And like any new behavior, it can be learned. First, we need to notice how we share with others. Are we somber, unyielding, defensive? Or are we open, on the lookout for the best in whomever we may encounter? We need not remain imprisoned by past attitudes. Just as we now have days when we wake up feeling grateful and glad to be alive, the practice we can channel that gratitude and gladness into... Whoa, how about I start that line over again? Just as we now have days when we wake up feeling grateful and glad to be alive, with practice, we can channel the gratitude and gladness into our encounters. We have a choice. Happiness is a positive attitude. Happiness and a positive attitude are contagious. The more we smile at the world, the more life seems to smile back. Today, let me be open to smiling and laughing more. Let me expect good things to come to me. Laughing is so much freaking fun. The couple things that are popping into my head right now are, and I apologize if you're not familiar with American culture for what I'm about to share, but this was just so damn cute that somebody sent me a text on this and then I shared it and it's just freaking hilarious. So obviously I'm in the United States and down south, which there's the Mason-Dixon line, and I guess maybe below that is what's considered down south. But as an ex-truck driver who's visited these states, and even on my last road trip in the fall, I think I was in Tennessee or maybe Georgia. I'm not sure. There's culture shifts as you go down south. There's different foods you eat. They have accents, or at least they sound like accents to me. It's just different. They're not as in a hurry as we are here in the Northeast, and they don't see as much snow as we do. So for my American friends that understand this, and like I said, it just made me laugh so hard the first time I read it. It's made me laugh just thinking about it. So I apologize if you don't know the culture to understand why this is so hilarious. But like I said, down south doesn't get much snow because they're souther than us. So here's it's a picture of the weatherman with a screenshot. And this is what they had on, it looks like a real television show. If you rarely drive on snow. Just pretend you're talking to your grandma. Pretend you're taking your grandma to church. There's a platter of biscuits and 2 gallons of sweet tea and glass jars in the back seat. She's wearing a new dress and holding a crock pot full of gravy. Obviously, it's saying be very delicate. And sweet tea is one of those Southern things. And biscuits and gravy is one of the meals that is associated with down south, although we have it up north. And I'm not real crazy about it, but I will give a shout out to my girlfriend Sue's husband. He made it for me when I was in Colorado, and it actually wasn't horrible. It was the first time I've ever ate it and enjoyed it. So that was the first thing that came up. And then when I first woke up this morning, I will be honest, I watched the last half an hour of The Bachelor that I was too tired to stay awake for last night. And when you think about this example, think about how easy this would be. So it's very serious. They just had their rose ceremony. And there's 4 women in really lovely evening wear. And then the guy they're all fighting over. And they're getting ready to do a toast. And the one girl says, well, hold on, I want to look good for the camera. So she gets down in this full-length evening wear and starts doing push-ups with the dress on, with these people watching her. And everybody cracked up. And it was just kind of cute. And even in the most tense situations, you can laugh, which is great. And then, where was I? Someone was recently, I was in Kansas City. That's where I was. I was in Kansas City at the bar, sober. And I can't remember the context of what was doing it, but we were laughing so hard that my friends were snorting. And snorting is not the most attractive thing, but that's how heartfelt this laughter was. And if I could think of what the heck we were laughing at, by the end of the show, I'll be happy to tell you. I'm just drawing a little bit of a blank, as you could tell. But the moral of the story is, no matter what kind of humor you have, and in these cases, it was just innocent, silly humor, which is why I'm giving you these examples. Nobody gets hurt by it. And when you have those funny laughs, like you can't stop, you're like crying, snorting, doing the thing. If you can think back to the last time you did that, think about how your body felt, right? Like you can't feel any pain when you're laughing your ass off. And it's just good for our bodies and our soul and our mind. And it's important that we make time to laugh and that we are open to laughing. If we walked around, I can think of so many times where I'd have I call it my pissy pants on, and something would be funny. And there's like this battle going on in my head. Well, I don't want to laugh. I want to stay miserable and grumpy. But it's so funny that you end up like cracking a smile or whatever, especially if someone's trying to cheer you up. And there's been this conflict where it's like, no, I want to be miserable. And there's more than just those moments in life where we get the choice to be miserable or happy. Like that's how we can choose to live our entire life. Now, I'm not saying you have to be happy-go-lucky all the time, but when you can be aware that you're making a conscious decision to stay miserable and grumpy, make a conscious decision to not, or at least to ask yourself the questions, is this really how I want to feel? Like, why am I hanging on to this feeling? Is it solving anything? We know it doesn't feel good. It sucks to be miserable and grumpy and not happy. And another little, as I've been working on a project, I've been jumping into different Facebook groups, and some of the ones I did were just signing up for like jokes and funny, just funny stuff, funny memes, funny gifs. And it feels good. Like I know I'm going to show up and maybe it's not all my sense of humor, but something's going to hit me or something's going to be cute. I have a friend in KC. He's so sweet. He's like 70 something. And I think I'm partially in love with him, if I'm being honest. His name is Brian, and he's just adorable. And he has a great sense of humor, as do his sons, who I'm also in love with one of them, if I'm completely laying it out there. They're just great people. But anyway, every Friday he forwards us an email that has different jokes, and it's not out in the public, which is good because sometimes there's politics and things that maybe would not bode well with everyone, but it's a safe community where we can open the emails and kind of chuckle about them. There was a group from KC that has a group called What the Fuck Wednesday, but they call it WTF Wednesday on Facebook. And in there's some really graphic, raunchy, again, you can't be offended. And I'm going to just call out being offended. Yes, we all have our values. Yes, we all have our beliefs. But I would encourage everyone to fucking loosen up. You know, like we don't have to be that sensitive. We don't have to agree. There's things about, you know, both candidates, for example, here in the States, and there's opposing jokes or memes or whatever about them. It's much more fun to laugh at the fact that we're laughing at it instead of getting all serious and ruining relationships. And the election's a perfect example. There's been so many people impacted the last 4 years plus as people were very passionate about their candidates and stuff. And wouldn't it be much better to save the relationships through laughter and feeling good versus drumming up all those icky feelings? And now that the election's over, I can say this kind of stuff because I don't want to get hung up on all of that. This is not the place for it. And honestly, I'm not passionately enough to preach about it. Of course, my podcast ratings would probably go up if I was a little more controversial, but not my cup of tea. I am here just to remind you that we should laugh and we should play, and it feels good. And again, I will encourage you to really think about those feelings in your gut, the ones that put you on a path to being happy and laughing versus the ones that we want to sometimes stew in, because the stewing just doesn't help. So that's my takeaway for today. I hope you guys are having a super fantastic week. I know I am trying my best, even though I cried a little yesterday because I was stressed out and I didn't even realize it until I was crying. But I got that out of my system, I guess, because it doesn't serve me to keep my pissy pants on. And I had that conversation with myself, and it was much better to laugh a little and talk through it. I mean, I must have needed to cry. It was only like for a minute, but there was something to it just to get the stress out of my system. I'm not encouraging you to cry, but I'm also saying it's okay if you need to. At least that's my theory. But after the cry, maybe go get a good laugh. All right, beautiful people. Have a fabulous day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.